So yesterday, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes hit theaters. Thursday night previews were not good to this movie. Even though it seems that audiences are enjoying it, though I question that because this movie has Rachel Zegler in it, even though I hear she's good in it, there's certain people that Hollywood goes out of its way to kind of shelter and prop up. Rachel Zegler is kind of one of them. Brie Larson is one of them. It's these actors that can't help but say stupid things all the time. And whenever they get any kind of a backlash, everyone rushes in to help them. But let's just take it for what it is. All audience, 85%. Verified audience, 91%. Top critics, 52%. All critics, 61%. So if you've seen this movie and you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. I can tell you, though, it's not going to do well at the theaters. It might not cost that much money. I think the budget that I saw was $100 million. What would it need to do to make a profit then? Hit $500 million? Let's say 500, 400, something like that. Though I would suspect it probably needs to make $500 million. So it needs to make a little bit of money. Whether it'll make that or not will depend on if it has legs or not. If those scores over on Rotten Tomatoes are legit, then I would suspect that this game will have good word of mouth and maybe it will do okay. But as of right now, just looking at the box office for this and the projections, it's not going to do well at all. We can take a look at those numbers now that we actually have them. Variety reports that Zegler's The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes only grossed $5.75 million in previews on Thursday night. It's nearly $1 million less than what Brie Larson and the Marvels did. That film grossed $6.6 million at Thursday night previews just a week ago. That's bad. If this movie has a worse box office than the Marvels did, that's not a good thing because it'll drop off a cliff next weekend. So even with a low budget, this thing might lose money. This is what I don't get about Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler is propped up as like the greatest actress in Hollywood. She's the next Marilyn Monroe. She's going to be the greatest actress ever to emerge from the California area of movie making. But every movie she's in does awful. She's not been in a good box office hit yet. Every movie that she's been in, and it's only a couple, that West Side Story remake, Shazam 2, this, and then Snow White. All those movies, and I'm going to include Snow White in there because I think that movie's going to be a flop. All of her movies are a flop so far, but she's pushed up like she's a goddess of film. I don't understand it. Is it maybe that the establishment likes the thing that she says? She does gaslight people, fans, try to get Gina Carano canceled. She definitely is controversial. I don't understand this. Oh, controversial is a good thing, but whatever. The reason that this will be embarrassing, though, is because of the money that this franchise has made. It's made a lot of money combined. All four movies have been box office juggernauts, and it looks like this one won't. Interestingly, The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was projected to have a better opening weekend than the Marvels. Box Office Pro adjusted their projections upwards this week, claiming the film would gross between 42 and 55 million, and specifically predicting it would bring 47.1 million at the domestic box office. In contrast, the outlet had adjusted their projections for the Marvels down to between 35 million and 49 million right before the film arrived at theaters. The film would eventually bring in 46.1 million in its opening weekend. Oh, it's so embarrassing. Given these Thursday night preview numbers, it's quite likely that the Marvels might actually outperform Zegler's The Hunger Games instead of the other way around. Both films have identical tomato meter scores at 62%, while They both have similar metascores from critics. The Marvels has a 50, while The Hunger Games has 52. So that's what's kind of going on with this one. I'm kind of shocked that she hasn't given more interviews, and if she has and I didn't know it, I'm shocked that she's actually not said anything stupid during them to catch headlines, because that's kind of her MO. I mean, look at the Snow White clips we've gotten from her. Weird. Or the West Side Story one where she said bigot audience members need to learn how to speak Spanish instead of complaining that the movie doesn't have subtitles. What a dumb financial decision that was, by the way. I just want to bring that up again. She was mad about the criticism of subtitles because they didn't put subtitles during that West Side Story remake. It was all in Spanish practically, and there were no subtitles. And you expected that to do well in a predominantly English-speaking country? If you really wanted that artistic vision there, the safer bet would have been to have two screenings, one with and one without subtitles. But no, you idiots, you need to learn Spanish. Even though this country predominantly, and I'm speaking about the United States of America, for those of you that are watching from other countries, we predominantly speak English here. It's an English-speaking country. So the movie should have had subtitles, but they didn't do that. There's multiple reasons why that movie failed, but I'm willing to bet that that was one of them. And she, of course, attacked people for not knowing Spanish and all of this shit. Like, people have time to just learn languages. So, don't care about this movie. If anything, it'll just be funny to see it fail, to laugh at another Zegler movie doing poorly at theaters, which I'm always welcoming to that kind of content. Though this movie is just coming out, so I'm expecting a slew of interviews from her now that she can do it. I'm almost positive that she'll say something ridiculously stupid in that time period. So look forward to some content from her, and be ready to laugh, because I know I am. At least that's one good thing that we get out of this, is like bad interviews usually. So I'm looking forward to those for those to start ramping back up. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.